They came out from the bush. They are all with the sliding shot sticks.
מה אתה מחפש פה בצילומים? זה העדר שלך? זה העדר שלך, נכון? נו. בואי למטה אני יוצא עוד אחורה. אסקוט! את החומץ. אסקוט!
Since 2004 we were called here to accompany the children of Tuba and Magarlabid that have to reach the school in Atuani. And to reach the school they have to walk in a path that passes between a settlement and an outpost. The difference between settlement and outpost is that settlement is illegal for the international law but legal for the Israeli law. And the outpost is illegal for both, for the international law and for the Israeli law. Along this path, the children were beaten and attacked by the Israeli settlers of Havat Ma'on many times. So for this reason, Palestinian and they asked for international presence in order to accompany them and to get down the level of violence.
Sí, es violencia verbal, hablamos, pero también violencia física. Hay veces que los colonos le gritan, le dan miedo, los niños se huyen y se caen, se hacen daño. Hay diferentes tipos de incidentes, pero más que nada es el miedo diario de tener que atravesar al lado del pueblo para ir a su escuela.
These children were sometimes very savagely attacked by settlers who think that attacking Palestinians is what they're supposed to do.
No one is an angel. We know that people do mistakes. Every one of us does mistakes.
In Atawani, children regularly exposed to settler violence because settlers there, they do not want to see they don't want to see Palestinians in that area.
And there was a discussion about this in the Child Protection Committee in the Knesset. And this committee forced the military to escort those children on the way to school. If you think that this came from a general that was concerned about the well-being of Palestinian children, it didn't.
يعني ما بنقدرش نتخلى ولا ندفع عن أرضنا يعني لازم نظل موجودين في أرضنا. هم أجوا من أوروبا وصار لهم الحق والأولوية في الملك في الأرض وإحنا يعني بيطلعونا من برا. طب هجروا جدودنا وأبياتنا من القريتين ومن مناطق ثانية، كيف إحنا بدنا ندشر لهم كمان مرة المنطقة هذه؟ ما بضلش إنه منطقة ولا أي مجال نعيش فيه حتى.
وأنا عمري 7 سنين مرقت مع الجيش من طريق حضن التل وتعرضت لاعتداءات كثيرة منها ضرب والاعتداء خطف وشعوري يعني بإحباط لأنه كل يوم الجيش بيظل يمرقني وأنا لو إني بقيت لحالي وأنا ماشي مع الطريق كان أحسن من هذا الشعور.
شعور يعني شو بده يكون شعور، والله حياة صعبة يعني وكل يوم معنا، ورغم انهم ولاد بيعانوا من طريق والرعيان من السريحة بالغنم كل وين ما بروح في معاناة يعني، من سنة 2000 لحتى اليوم احنا في معاناة، وشعور يعني شو بده يكون شعور سيء بده يكون.
اخذت مع الفطور صح. كيف حالك؟ الحمد لله.
We realized many years ago that if we were not physically present in South Hebron in order to try to protect these innocent civilians, nobody else would do it. And so that is why we're there.
كان أول ما راحوا صحيح كانوا خايفين وكانوا ما يرضوا يروحوا إلا أنا أروح معاهم. تم أنا مشيت الطريق أكثر من أسبوعين وأنا بروح معاهم مع الجيش، تم تعودوا على الوضع وصاروا يروحوا ييجوا مع الجيش لحاله.
مش خايف لأني تعودت عليهم، كل يوم رايح جاي معهم، يعني شو يعني هذا، يعني بدي أتعود عليهم.
En teoría, los soldados tienen que bajar del coche militar y acompañar a los niños. Eso no pasa casi nada, sí pasa algunas veces.
For example, the children could go in a safer school, or maybe they can come here with the autobus and do the road very quickly. But if the children don't walk on that road, they will lose it. So for the children is a kind of resistance.
لأن هذه المنطقة منطقتنا، وإذا ظلينا نروح ونيجي مع هذا الطريق يمكن نفتحها ونعزز وجودنا في المنطقة هنا.
Every time they get attacked, the military does everything in their power to prevent it. They don't. Because in the end of the day, if it was the other way around, if it were Israeli children being attacked by Palestinians, you think that they would escort Israeli children for, 10 years on the way to school? No. They would find whoever is doing it and arrest them. But they're not doing it with the Israeli settlers who are attacking the Palestinian children, even though their house is 100 meters away from where most of those attacks are taking place, and still they do nothing.
De por sí la escolta del ejército es una victoria, porque eso fuerza al ejército a reconocer la presencia de una población local.
It can happen that 1 month the escort totalize, I don't know, 24 hours of delay or 36, depends. Maybe in some month they totalize only, I don't know, 12 only 12 hours of delay. But in this case, what we do is try to fill a report to send to bigger organization like, I don't know, European Union, organization with pressure power, in order to make pressure on the escort to be on time and don't expose the children and don't let them wait in dangerous places.
Hay retrasos, hay días en que la escolta no se presenta, entonces nosotros documentamos cada vez que eso pasa y cada vez que hay incidentes contra los niños, que haya ataques de la parte de los colonos, etc. Y luego, por otra parte, lo que hacemos con esta información es presentar informes al Consejo de Seguridad.
You army? Not army.
Dar small, do you see? Darian, let them go. Gedalia, I speak with you.
Stop, please. Please. No. Please. No. Please. No. Please. Please. It's a children. It's a children. Non-soldier. Children. Children.
Do you understand? You are looking for problems.
Problems.
You are looking for
Why problems?
Okay, this is my land over here. Please to leave. Please go. Please go.
أبونا بيقولنا بحثنا إنه إحنا نظلنا نمشي هاي الطريق لأنه هاي الأرض إلنا احتلوها اليهود منا، لهيك لو حولنا مستوطنين بيقولوا لنا ما تركضوا لأنه المستوطن إذا أنت بتركض بيفكروك خايف، بس إذا أنت بتضلك واقف بيقولوا إنه هذا قوي ومش راح يركضوا وراه.
تعالي ميرفيد اخي تعذر لي ميرفيد ميرفيد لا تتكلمي خبطوا الصالي ما بصير لا بغيت نصيحه زين قلبي خليك
Almost all the violation to Palestinian children's rights took place in areas where there are settlements and settlers, or where there are bypass roads that cross through Palestinian villages, or where the Israelis are building the wall. So these are the friction points where many children are arrested, and when children are arrested, they are exposed to many forms of ill treatment and torture.
Number 8.
طبعا الطلاب بتعرضوا لاعتداءات المستوطنين ومحاولات خطفهم، سواء كانوا أطفال صغار أو في سن كبير لحد التوجيه.
نجوى هلا تراسكي خارطة وتصور فيه.
شعورهم النفسي بيكون يعني أكيد متردي لما يصل للمدرسة. إحنا مش راح نكون معهم وأزرين إلهم. الطالب عطشان بنقدم له مية وبنهدئ من روعه وبعدين بنفوته على الحصة.
El 77% de los niños tiene síntomas de estrés postraumático. O sea, eso es un poco la conclusión que hicimos, es un estudio reciente.
Good marks? Yes. Okay. Happy? Happy?
إن شاء الله راح أكمل تعليمي، وإن شاء الله راح أكمل تعليمي وأظني في منطقتي وما أتزحزحش عنها.
They are all with the sliding shot sticks.
A soldier. He was escorting those children on the way to school. The settlers came down, started throwing stones. They hit one of the soldiers. His friend that saw his comrade dropping to the ground when once hit in the face with a rock, shot one bullet in the air to scare away the settlers. You know what happened to this soldier? He was court-martialed and sent to military prison for this. And that sends a very clear message to every soldier out there. Never, ever mess with the settlers.
Just have to have one terrorist to kill many, many people. This is why the army must guard the population here.
European people, the American people, everyone, they are also victims of the wrong propaganda. You know, that said, you know, the Palestinians, they are like terrorists and, you know, they are violent people. No, we are resisting, we are people resisting for our own rights.
They didn't accept how's our army, I mean their army walking with the Palestinian children to protect them to the school, and they attack also the army.
Los de Havat Ma'on son hijos de los colonos de Hebrón, y que son gente que se han criado en una combinación de violencia y supremacía, y con una impunidad total. Son chicos que de niños le tiraban piedra a los palestinos en el mercado de Hebrón. Y cuando crecieron simplemente agarraron un monte y se asentaron. Se trata de una de las poblaciones más violentas en este conflicto.
No.
Una población que ha hecho de la violencia un modo de vida.
Havat Ma'on was attacked again and again and again, and is being attacked every Saturday, the holy day for the Jews. This is the day that Havat Ma'on is being attacked again and again, every Saturday, almost every Saturday, by some local Arabs, but mostly by some so-called human rights activists that come there to flame the atmosphere, to incite and to erase, you know, films of confrontations. This is what they are paid for. They get huge money for that.
Basically, you live in a kind of state terror. You could say it's a regime of state terror, which is supported by the army and by the police and spearheaded by the settlers.
You go to Germania Nazi. You go to Germania.
עליי, אני עוצר אותו. הוא יורד למטה, אני עוצר אותו. הוא יורד למטה, אני עוצר אותו. اسكت! ليه ما كلت خمس؟ اسكت!
شو؟
ירדנו למטה, לא ילד. תוריד את המצלמה שלך.
In general, the people that you meet in the Hebrón settlement, or Havat Ma'on, Mitzpe Yair, in general, they're not really capable of being persuaded in any sense, you know, or even having a natural dialogue. That's more or less impossible. These are fanatics.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
So I'm here because of history, because of I feel this is my obligation, not only as a Jew, but also as a human being.
Go, go, go!
But they want to attack us how much they are can. Even the children, even we are with the sheep.
As far as I know, in South Hebrón Hills, the settlers of Ma'on farm are, for sure, the most extreme, the most militant and most violent settlers in the area.
They spread lies all over the world. They go from university to university, from community to community. Jewish communities all over the world now suffer terror because of those guys. Because the people all over the world now believe that the Jews are monsters.
But they are Jews as well.
All over the history there were some very, very problematic Jews who did crimes against the Jewish people.
Well, the firing zone is another big issue for the area, because even if there is no formal firing zone, I mean an area where the Israeli army can train, there is an informal firing zone. It means that, for example, during the night, happened last year, Israeli army arrived with the helicopters, and they raided the villages. It means that all the soldiers came down from the helicopters. They bring all the Palestinians out from the home. They start to scare them with the guns and bring the ID card, writing, and it's like they are doing kind of pressure on the population in order to push them away.
ايوه طيب بدي معك انا مش فاضي الحين لانه مالين بفتشوا في كل الدور الحين المستوطنين كل اللي بخصهم انهم يعني
Why? This is your room. This is your room. I can enter here. You know.
It's kind of clear message. We can do what we want, and nobody will say nothing.
El objetivo del Estado de Israel es simplemente echarlos, transformar en un principio el área en un área de entrenamiento, área militar cerrada, y más tarde entregárselas a los colonos. Toda la zona rural al sur de Hebrón está marcada para ser étnicamente limpia.
If you have any document, any proof against anyone, a soldier or an officer or a settler or a policeman, whatever, please bring the documents, bring proof and the testimony to the police, and let's convict those people who did crimes. This is what I want. I want my state and my community and my army to be moral.
Maybe 2 days after I was recruited, we had an opening speech with the commander of our company, who is, for you as a young soldier in boot camp, is basically half a god. And this guy told us, gave us a big speech on how fortunate we are to be combat soldiers, the defenders of the country and all that. And he and in the days after, he passed around pictures of dead Palestinians that his former unit killed, passed it around the young soldiers to basically show us that's what you're going to do. Obviously, we were all thrilled. 8 months after, we get to South Hebrón Hills for the first time, and we had another opening speech with another commander from our unit, another officer. And this guy told us, listen, you're fresh, you're new to the region, and you need to remember that you're not police officers, and you need to show the Palestinians that there is a new sheriff in town. That were his words, a new sheriff in town. And what exactly it means, we learned on the job. But the approach was that they are the enemy, all of them. The gunmen, the shepherds, the farmers, they're all the enemy.
really we are optimistic people, and we have the hope, and our children, you know, they are growing on that. You know, we are teaching them the non-violent resistance in their daily life. This is very effective choice for us.
The court decision alone is never enough. Even if the court in Jerusalem or the Supreme Court decides that the Palestinian claim on a particular piece of land is correct, that doesn't mean that the soldiers and the police in South Hebron will honor that decision. Very often they have to be forced to honor it by classic sort of Gandhian methods of civil disobedience, and we've done a lot of that, you know. And we'll keep on doing it because there's no way we'll give up ever. Yeah.
La actitud que tienen en Atuani de no violencia y de continuar a quedarse en su sitio y en su tierra y seguir haciendo las cosas normales de todos los días, desde luego va a haber un impacto, pero es bastante difícil de medir.
I am totally against any sort of violence against any innocent man or woman, and I totally condemn any violence.
La población del sur de Hebrón está mucho más sola. La población del sur de Hebrón existe en condiciones de lucha de soledad total. El Movimiento de Liberación Nacional Palestino no lo toma como un tema central, ya que se trata de pocas familias. Es una valoración de una lucha que se hace en condiciones imposibles y que se logra mantener. Es lo increíble.
When you ask me as my village as Engil, for me it's not just my village or as you see the other village. For me it's all Palestine. It's a big Engil.
The Jews have the right to live in the land of Israel everywhere as they have the right to live everywhere in the world.
أحكي له إنه هذه الأرض أرضنا وإنه راح يجي يوم من الأيام إن نطلع هذا الاحتلال من أرض.
We are here since 2004. Maybe we can stay here until, I don't know, 2034. Maybe before. I hope before. I hope to go away and to come here to visit as friends and the family, and not to go around with the camera or looking soldier and waiting for settlers. I hope to visit the family, to come here in holiday.